Hey family, welcome back to another installment on the Ebony Restoration channel. Today's video is going to focus on your higher self. What does it mean? How do you arrive, or how do you journey to your higher self? And what is the ultimate impact in society that is going to have? Well, first of all, your higher self is I would say, in terms of grades, is the A+ person that you can absolutely be in life. Now, some people, they may be in their lower self, which is the F person that they are in life. And in order to get to your higher self, that A+ person, there are certain truths that you have to face and certain truths that you have to arrive at. You have to analyze yourself. Think about, what are the areas that I am lacking? What are the areas that I can improve upon? And ultimately, how can I be the most positive person that I can be? And that's ultimately your higher self. Now, there are different aspects to your higher self. You have your emotional side, your physical side, your mental health, and ultimately the value that you add to society. So, for instance, your higher self is not just me eating the most proper diet that I can eat, speaking only positive words, but I'm lacking in the area where I'm adding value to someone's life. Like, you could be a raw foodist, a very spiritual person, however, you work for a company that is involved in destroying people's lives. That doesn't coincide and fit into your higher self. Now, I'm not saying that you're not working towards your higher self. However, your higher self is the most positive A+ person that you can absolutely be in life. For instance, let me just give a quick example. You have this one individual, and just because that individual is engaging in lower self activities such as drug dealing, stealing, lying, that does not mean that that is who that person is. That is just the lower aspect of that person. Now, what that person should do in order to raise their awareness to become a higher person, or to reach their higher self, is that they need to take the time out and figure out, why is it that they're drug dealing? Why is it that they're stealing? Why is it that they're eating unhealthy? Why is it that they're always in negative relationships, abusive relationships, whether the relationships are physically, mentally, or emotionally abusive? Why are they continuously putting themselves in situations that are not conducive to them operating at their optimum state, which is their higher self? And so, like I said, that is what your higher self is. Your higher self is your A+ person. Now, how does one get to their higher self? That's the question that we need to address now. And like I stated originally, you need to analyze yourself. And I'm not sure if you're realizing with the videos that I'm putting out, but it's a lot about self-analyzation and taking responsibility for the role that you play. Now, when you analyze yourself, you need to think about all the things that you consider to be negative in your life. Write them down on a piece of paper. And then figure out, what role do you play in positioning yourself in that situation, in that reality? How did you get there? Because you are always going to be a willing participant in your reality. And the reality that you have is based on the person that you are. So if you're operating from a lower self personality, then you're going to manifest a lower self reality. And so once you realize, okay, these are the activities that I'm engaging in, these are the situations that I'm engaging in, and they're negative, they do not add value to society, they are not positive in nature, then you can figure out, where is it that you want to go in life? And you have to envision yourself. For you to be a higher self person, you have to understand, what does that mean? What does it mean for you to be a higher self individual, or for you in your higher self? What does that look like for you? For me to be operating in my higher self, I need to, all the jobs or all the businesses that I engage in, they have to add positive value in improving the lives and the state of people. I cannot work in a job or, for instance, I have a juicing company, and that company adds value and adds wealth and health to people's lives. I cannot work, like for instance, my first job was at Denny's. I cannot work at a Denny's and expect that to coincide with my higher self, because it doesn't align with the values and the person that I see myself to be. And then number two, once you finish doing that, figuring out what does that image look for you, then you can find out steps to get there. I'll give you another example. Another higher self for me when it comes to my eating and my lifestyle and what I consume and take into my temple, it needs to be of the highest quality. You cannot expect your higher self to exist when you're inputting lower quality or grade F, D, or C ingredients or building blocks into your temple. It's just not going to work. You cannot expect to get a quality product putting in cheap ingredients. It's just not going to work, which is why my higher self is a raw vegan. Now, am I a raw vegan now? No, I'm not. Am I taking steps to get to my higher self? Yes, I am. You know, in my daily activities, I try to consume as many fresh, whole fruits and vegetables as possible. Does it always work out right now? No, it does not. However, I'm making baby steps to get to my higher self. So the takeaway message that I want you all to get from this video is to understand that, one, come to the reality that there is a higher self. There is a grade A version to yourself. There's an upgraded version to yourself. Now, you may not realize that. You may think that this is the person that you are, and it's not the person that you are. This is the person that you think you are. However, there's a person that you are ultimately striving to be, and that is your A+ person. Now, in order to go from your lower self to your higher self, you need to develop a map to figure out what is your higher self, number one, and where are you now? What areas in your life are you exhibiting negative behaviors? Because if you find out that they're negative behaviors and you figure out the role that you play in those negative behaviors, then you are able to change those habits that lead to those negative behaviors. And once you figure out what you need to change, then you're on your journey to becoming your higher self and the most positive, influential person to society that you can actually be. So until next time, you guys, I leave you all in peace, love, and unity.